What is up, everybody? We back again with another video. So I've been getting emails and also in the comment section people were saying, boy, you crazy for buying another truck in this market. So if you don't know, I purchased my second truck. And by the way, my red truck, for everybody that's been rocking with me since the beginning when I first got the truck, or even way back to when I started in this business, I purchased that red truck, right? That truck is paid for. All of our financial situations are different. Some people got huge overhead, some people got, lower overhead than others, but it's never going to be a perfect time to purchase a truck or do anything in the industry right now, because it's just a lot going on. All right, and believe it or not, it's not everybody. Some people are still thriving, which this guy right here, I don't know if you want me to say his name, but if you watch the video, I hope you see it. He sent me an email showing me his truck. This is his truck. And congratulations, shout out to you. This market, the way it is not stopping everybody. We still got people thriving, we still got people moving forward, grinding and working towards and accomplishing the goals that they set out to get their first truck and all of this stuff, with the market being the way that it is. People are still growing and finding ways, improvising, not complaining, and sticking to the grind, progressing every day and positioning themselves, and people still growing. I get a lot of emails from those. Shout out to you guys who still emailing me and still starting your business right now, because it's never going to be a perfect time. It's never going to be a perfect time. But if you get in this business and you succeed right now, it's going to mean more to you than anything, because you was able to get in this business, start the business, go through the struggle, weather the storm, and come out on the other side. But that white truck is me positioning myself. Being in this business for a while now, I've been driving for over 6 years. I've been running underneath my own authority for 3 years. It can't stay like this. The business is not going to stay, where it is today. A lot of it have to do with what's going on. We got a lot of new people coming into the game, riding the wave and thinking that this business is a game. I know it's a game, for people to come in, hustle, grind and all that, but at some point, as for me, the trucking industry to me is going to be a business, and I'm going to be investing into this business and putting money back into this business and stuff like that. It's not just going to be all about just driving a truck for me. So in that aspect of this business, this industry, this game is changing a lot, and it's changing every day. And if you're not adapting to it and applying new methods, you're going to get left behind. You're going to be the one sitting there just complaining about what's going on and how you can't make it, and looking at other people saying they crazy for doing this and that, when you're not even in the same position as me or anybody else. So yes, I did purchase a truck. As for that truck, what I'm going to do and what I plan to do with it, for those interested, is I'm going to lease that truck onto another carrier. I already have a driver and stuff like that that's about to go and start in the truck, and the truck is going to pay for itself. Not to mention, this is not financial advice. I'm not a CPA, I'm not a tax advisor, but also, when you generate a certain amount of revenue, you have to reinvest back in the business, and you're going to need, tax deductions and things like that. If you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Please consult with your individual that do your taxes for you, and you will understand. But if you haven't been in this business long enough to know certain things, then you wouldn't understand where I'm coming from when I say that. So the truck was definitely a business decision for me to make, and the truck was also me positioning myself for all that is to come. It's not going to stay like that forever. And I can sit there and scale my business slow or fast, meaning that I would sit here and I paid off the red truck, now I got another truck. I pay off that truck, now I got 2 trucks. Now I go get another truck. You can stair step it that way. It's no different than what people do in real estate. When they buy their first house, they move, they rent their house out, buy their next house. People stair step and build their real estate portfolios in that same way. So if you don't understand that sometimes you got to think outside of the box, then you're going to get left behind, especially when we have all that's going on right now. And believe it or not, I wasn't really paying attention to fuel costs. I really wasn't paying attention. I knew that it was high. I'm not going to say that I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't standing at the pump complaining that fuel was high. I just adapted to the situation. I was making this amount, and now I'm making this amount. It's enough for me to take care of my situation, take care of my bills, handle my business. So when things do go back up to there, that's just extra. It's going to be up, it's going to be down, it's going to fluctuate, kind of like the stock market. Things are going to fluctuate. You're going to have good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks. so on and so forth, you know. So I can't complain about what's going on right now. I have to find a way to adapt to every situation, every scenario, you know, that I'm faced with. And you guys should do the same. You know, it doesn't matter what the fuel prices are right now, because we can't control that. You know, it's still good freight out there, you know. But if you get into the game brand new, yeah, you don't have 2 years experience, so your insurance is going to be high. That's always been the case. You know, if you don't have 3 to 6 months with your authority, you know, you definitely ain't getting no good freight, because guess what? You are dealing with brokers that don't want to deal with you, or you have to deal with brokers that take people as new authority. And being that you coming in the game new, you taking anything at any rate. And all that's doing is driving down the rates, because these brokers are very greedy. They'll be done got a good rate from the shipper to get that load shipped, but they know that they can hold on to that load depending on how much time the shipper gave them to get the load picked up. They will hold on to that load until somebody come and take, you know what I'm saying, a ridiculous rate to move that load, you know. But if we squeeze them, don't take that freight, they will have no choice but to give you the real rate. They will have no choice but to up the rates. But that's not going to happen either, because everybody that's in this business is not going to be on one accord with that. You know, everybody's not going to be on one accord with that. So what's going to happen is we have to wait till everything die down. We have to wait till everybody that's complaining about the trucking industry and the rates and all that find something else to do. And then once that happens, then they'll have no choice but to come back to me. They have no choice but to up those rates and let the freight go for a reasonable price, a good price for everybody. Because believe it or not, brokers and middlemen are important. You know, a lot of people want to cut out the middlemen, but as you grow in this business and you become an entrepreneur and you become an investor in this business, I don't want to have my hands fully controlling everything, because it's too time consuming. That's why I purchased that truck and I put it on with a carrier, and all I'm going to do is collect the check off that truck every week. And then once I establish the business and structure that I want, then maybe I would, you know, hire people and control the whole operation. But at the end of the day, I still won't be controlling that, because it's very time consuming. I assure you, if you send email over to Tesla, Elon Musk ain't answering emails. You know, if something happened to one of those Teslas, you're not going to hear from Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple, you know. But it is what it is, guys. Shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to all the positive comments. I really appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and until next time, see you in the next video.